Hey, thank you for being with us this morning as we're joined by our local health officials for this week. COVID-19 update. With us we have Kelli Powers, President of Decatur Morgan Hospital. Kelli, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And then Alabama Department of Public Health Assistant Administrator for the Northern District, Michael Glenn. Michael, thank you for joining us again. Good to have you. As of today, we have 15,433 total cases in Morgan County. The last time we met, we had 15,199 cases. That's an increase of 234 cases, which equates to a 1.54% increase this week. I was looking at some data yesterday for Morgan County, and it looked like we had about a 7-day average of around 47 positives. Over the weekend, I was seeing numbers in the 50s sort of the past 2 days, yeah. So kind of not heading in a favorable direction. As reported by the Alabama Department of Public Health, the moving 7-day percentage positive rate is 16.1%. I know we're throwing a lot of numbers at you, but just try to stay with us here and we'll get this down where it be understandable here shortly when our health officials talk. But approximately 38,575 individuals have completed their vaccine series in Morgan County. And to that, we're thankful that it seems that we're seeing an increase in vaccines.
Yes.
And whenever we talked last week, I mentioned maybe you want to be a closet vacciner. If so, have at it. You don't have to tell anyone, just get vaccinated. Is what we would ask. So with that, Kelli, you mind giving us an update from the hospital?
Sure. We are at 26 inpatients.
What'd you have last week?
15.
Okay.
So 1 in ICU ventilated, 38-year-old. So we're seeing a lot younger. You know, I've got the list here of all the patients. Most of them are 40s, 50s, 60s. So inpatients, which as we know, most of the 70s and 80s hopefully are vaccinated. Mm-hmm. Of that, only 27% of those people are vaccinated, of our inpatients. So again, the majority of those are unvaccinated people. As we're seeing with the breakthrough, you know, some of the, a very slim number of people who are vaccinated are getting COVID. But like I said, a very slim number. But of that, they're not as sick. So keep that in mind to get the vaccine. We are doing vaccines still at Parkway. The number is 973-2888. We are open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 3. We also are willing to come out on the mobile medical unit if anybody needs us to get vaccines to their workers or churches or anything like that. Just let us know. But my thing today is we really need to get more of our community vaccinated, because Huntsville has stopped elective surgeries. We have not at Decatur, and we don't want to. Mm-hmm. So please get vaccinated. The thing Mayor, that I keep telling people out in the community is we already have sick people with heart attacks, strokes, other things out there, and now we're filling back up again with COVID patients. And again, I know everybody's tired of hearing it, but our nurses and our staff, they do a great job, but they're exhausted. Mm-hmm. So I see on their faces every day, so please get vaccinated.
Yeah, I go back to that Memorial Day period where we thought we were over the hump. Yes. And everyone was so glad to be back together. And then this new variant has come out, and now we're here and exhausted.
Yeah, again. They're exhausted.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
That's tough. We certainly appreciate our healthcare professionals and what they do, and thank you for being here and sharing.
Thank you.
Yep. Michael?
Well, business is booming. That's not a good thing for the public health or with the hospitals as well. As you hear, community transmission across North Alabama and across the state for that matter continues to remain high. You heard the numbers this morning that Morgan County has a positivity rate of about 16.1%. Statewide, that's 24.3. So about 1 out of every 4 tests that are being performed are coming back positive throughout the state over the last 7 days, which is an unbelievably high number. You heard Kelli's numbers this morning about Decatur General. just to even build upon that a little bit more as far as statewide and in North Alabama as well. Yesterday we had 1,964 people hospitalized with COVID positive symptoms. That's an increase of 513 over this time last week when we were together. And so the hospitalization rate continues to increase. Just to give you a kind of something to gauge it by, on July the 16th, just 3 weeks ago, there were 391 people hospitalized in the state. Now it's up to 1,964. And so the numbers are dramatically increasing statewide and also in the North Alabama area as well. On that date, there were 48 people in Morgan, Madison, Limestone, Jackson, Marshall, and Coleman County. So just those 6 counties, there were 48 people hospitalized on July the 16th. Yesterday, there was 249 in the same amount. So the numbers are dramatically increasing as far as those that are sick and having to be hospitalized. Out of those 249, 64 of them were in the ICU and 35 people were ventilated. And 3 of those were pediatric patients. And so you see a great number of people that are sick at this point in time. Testing and vaccination at all the health departments are up a little bit. You can continue to get tested or get a vaccine any day at the health department, at your local health department. So if you, as Kelly said, they'll get you in at the hospital the same day. We'll get you in at the health department the same day if you want a vaccination. The Decatur number is 353-7021, and we encourage people to call to see what time we're testing and to get vaccination. And if you need a test, we don't want you coming in the building. If you will call that number, the nurse will come out to your car, test you in the convenience of your car so that you don't have to get out. Number one, for convenience for you, but also we don't want other people to be subjected to COVID symptoms as well. Some positive news. The state has eclipsed the 2 million mark of those people that have received their first dose of vaccine this past week, and so that's a good milestone. 1.6 million have completed the vaccination series, and so we continue to encourage people to get vaccinated if you are not. In Morgan County, again, just to build on what Kelly said this morning, about 75% of those people that are hospitalized right now have not been vaccinated. That goes right along with what the vaccination rates in the county are. 3 out of every 4 people 18 to 29 are not vaccinated in the county. 2 out of every 3 aged 30 to 49 are not vaccinated in the county. So we encourage people to be vaccinated so that you can protect those, not only yourself, but those around you as well. This vaccine is very effective, very effective. And I wanted to give you a little bit of numbers this morning on the effectiveness of the vaccine. Out of the 1.6 million people in the state that have been fully vaccinated, there have only been 6,427 breakthrough cases. That's less than 0.5%, 0.4% of those people that once they're fully vaccinated have a breakthrough case. Out of all of that 1.6 million people that have been fully vaccinated, only 26 people have died. And that median age of those people that have died after being fully vaccinated has been 78 years old. And so once you're fully vaccinated, after that 2 weeks after your second dose, you have a very high protection rate from this virus. And so we would encourage everyone that's eligible to be vaccinated. Vaccine is plentiful. Hospital wants to vaccinate you. The health department wants to vaccinate you. Your local pharmacies, most of them have it as well. You can choose which kind you want. If you want Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, you have your choice. And so right now you have ample opportunity to be vaccinated and have your choice. And so what I would encourage everybody to do, that if you are not fully vaccinated and there's some kind of hesitation, whatever that is, don't take my word for it. Find somebody that you really trust, your local physician, your local pharmacist, somebody that you really trust, and get the facts, not somebody else's opinion that doesn't have the information, but get some adequate information for yourself. And so that'll be all I have today.
That was good close. You landed
Yes.
you landed for sure. So help me with the ages, with the different type of vaccines that you have available, as to the age groups that covers.
The health department has Moderna and Johnson & Johnson, so 18 and up for those 2 vaccines. Moderna is the 2 series, 4 weeks apart. Johnson & Johnson, again, 18 and above. 1 dose and you're done.
Okay.
The hospital has the Pfizer vaccine, 12 and up for those. And we
Okay.
would ask for your parents to come with you so that they can give consent.
Okay, very good. And of course, I think I've shared that we took the Johnson & Johnson one and done, and no trouble. I started back wearing my mask this weekend, mostly in places of General Assembly, by choice. There's no mandates as far as masking is concerned, but just felt that it would be good to do it by choice. So, Eric, you have any questions? We have Eric Fleshauer with the Decatur Daily.
Thank you, Mayor. Athens City Hall had to close because of infections up there. Any sense as to how many city employees have infections and whether a closure of City Hall is possible?
I'm not sure on your first question, just because I haven't had a report this morning, but I would have heard something about if we had a high infection rate. So I don't see, or I'm not aware of any plans to close City Hall. And know that we have plans in place that if we were to do that, we would still be able to keep all the departments open to the public. Okay. Other questions?
One other question for Kelly Powers. Can you talk a little bit about, you mentioned the exhaustion of your staff. Can you talk a little bit about frustration that they feel that this is back again and at least to a certain extent preventable?
Yes, well, I think they're frustrated. I think everybody probably in healthcare is, because we do have the vaccine. So if people would take the vaccine, then I think that would, of course, keep the spread down. Because again, we have, people, we're already full without COVID. So what happens, in the emergency rooms, and then on the inpatient side, is you still have people who have normal health issues, heart attacks, strokes, car wrecks, things like that come in. So, I think it's one thing if you want to take care of someone who has been vaccinated and still gets COVID, but for someone to just not take the vaccine and then get really, really sick, I think that's frustrating, but it's also depressing at some point, to know that someone might not live. We have a lot of people who are on their deathbed begging for the vaccine, but at that point it's too late. They need to go ahead and get it now. We're starting to see children, which is very concerning to me, when you see children with it, that can't be vaccinated, babies and under 12. So please help us keep the spread down for those kids.
School started last Thursday, and I had an opportunity to go and visit some of the schools, and it was nice seeing the children wearing masks. It was nice. Other questions?
One more, Kelly. As the mayor just mentioned, schools have reopened. There is no mask mandate in the various Morgan County school systems. What are your expectations going forward in terms of how the Delta variant is going to impact schools without mask mandates?
Yeah, I think we're going to see more and more spread. As the mayor said, I just encourage everybody to wear their mask. I know we don't have a mask mandate, but definitely if you haven't been vaccinated, you need to wear your mask and social distance. But even if you have been vaccinated, I still encourage people to wear their mask when they're in the public or around other people, and still try to social distance as much as we can. At the hospital, we've decided to go back to Zoom for a lot of our meetings, so we're not meeting in person, just to keep the spread down there. But we will see, an uptick in the children population, I would think, because of schools. But hopefully it'll be manageable, I hope.
So we also have with us Madison Scarpino with 48 News. Madison, you've been away for a week, covering a rather high-profile, couple of weeks in that case.
Yes.
Good to have you back. Any questions?
Good to be back. I mean, honestly, I think a lot of what I was going to ask was already kind of answered. Just going along with school starting back up, a lot of kids not wearing masks, as well as you said, business is booming. I know you said that vaccination rates are slightly going up, but is that enough with these case numbers increasing dramatically, and what's the solution here?
The solution is more people to be vaccinated. Again, the big thing right now is masking with kids in schools, and they're there 6, 7, 8 hours a day. You can have a mask on all day long, be surrounded in plexiglass all day long, and wash your hands every 5 minutes. But when you go home those other 16 hours a day and you're around people that are not vaccinated, that have been out in the community around other people that are not vaccinated, those kids have not been protected. And so what we can do as adults is, if you are eligible to be vaccinated, we would encourage you to do so, not only for your own sake, but for those around you as well.
So Mike, what was the number that you said had been vaccinated?
The total number
Yes,
statewide,
Yeah.
1.6 million, it just eclipsed the 1.6 million that have completed the series. 2 million Alabama residents have started the vaccination series. And with that being said, thank you for bringing that up, Mayor. If you have missed your second dose of vaccine for whatever reason, it's not too late to get that dose. And so if you've gotten Pfizer, please get in touch with the hospital so you can get your second dose. If you have Moderna, get in touch with your health department or pharmacy and get that second dose. It's not too late to get that second dose, and you're not fully protected until you've had both doses of vaccine, and then it's been 2 weeks since that last dose that you get full protection. And so we would encourage that if you have started your series, to please complete that series.
So just for comparison, I was Googling a while ago, I wasn't texting, and Alabama has slightly over 5 million residents. So you take the number of vaccinated, and then we have over 5 million residents. That tells you how far we have to go. Other questions, Madison?
I think you guys covered.
Okay. And then we have Lauren Hartston, yes, with us with WHNT TV 19.
Hey, Lauren, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Hey, everyone. I was wondering, Kelly, could you talk a little bit more about the mobile medical unit? Are you using it more now to vaccinate people or to test?
Help our viewers. Can the
Yes.
viewers hear her question? They have, you have a microphone there, don't you? Very good. Okay.
Good. Yes, we are using it more to vaccinate and not testing at this point. There are so many people here in the community that test, even the doctor's offices and urgent care, that we feel the need right now is more on the vaccination side, so we're using it to vaccinate people.
Is it constantly out on the road? Do people need to request it to be at their workplace, or how does that work?
People need to request it. I don't know the schedule right now, but I think they're out most days. And they're targeted. So, like for instance, a church may call and have something, and we go and vaccinate. I think there's something in Lawrence County with the school system and different things like that. So, usually people call and request it because the fact that we have the wait time after the vaccination, so we just need to have a place for the people to sit, a cool place. After they're vaccinated. So it's usually in conjunction with like somebody's business or something, or church.
Okay, thank you. And then one
Thank
more
you.
question for you, Kelly. I know you mentioned that y'all are starting to see children more getting COVID. Is that becoming more prevalent now than it was last year?
Yes. Last year we rarely had children. This Delta variant, leaves no one out. Before we had very few children, if you remember before, but now, I just have a text this morning about an 18-month-old came through the emergency room. So yes, more and more children are becoming positive.
And so what do you think the solution is to protect the kids? I know y'all mentioned it a few times, but just to reiterate for our viewers.
The solution is for people to get vaccinated, because again, under 12, they can't get vaccinated, so we have to get vaccinated to protect them. I have a list from yesterday. On Sunday, there were 28 pediatric confirmed COVID-19 inpatients, 28 positive inpatients, and 24 pediatric presumptive. So statewide, about 50, a little more than 50 inpatient children.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, Lauren.
Madison, you have
I
another
actually
question?
have one last question. I'm so sorry. Just kind of going along with the solution is to get vaccinated, and we have all these people, especially in the state of Alabama, with hesitancy still. Any idea on when, just because I feel like this might help a little bit, when it will get full approval from the CDC? Or
Anytime now. The one thing about this vaccine that's probably different from other vaccines is we've got 300 million doses throughout the nation that have been given. We've got a lot of safety information about this vaccine, and so we expect it any time now, but this is a highly effective vaccine and a highly safe vaccine.
And with that, we've seen an increase in vaccinations in our community, and for that, we are very thankful. Remember, if you want to get vaccinated, you've heard from both of our healthcare professionals today, but you can also go to vaccinefinder.org. That's vaccinefinder.org to help you locate one of the many vaccination locations in our community. Until next time, be safe and please be kind. Thank you.